The Epistle to the Hebrews, Part 8, Jesus' superiority to angels. For Jesus is the Lord, who is the eternal Creator. A. Jesus is Yahweh, Jehovah. 1. Now the Hebrew writer is quoting from Psalm 102:25-27. A psalm which addresses God using his covenant name, Yahweh or Jehovah. B. This is the name that God used to identify himself to Moses, Exodus 3:13-14. 2. But the Hebrew writer, by inspiration, knew this psalm equally applied to Jesus. A. Which would be blasphemy unless Jesus is truly deity. B. So while the Son is distinct from the Father, Hebrews 1:9, he and the Father are also the same. 3. In this chapter, then, we find evidence relating to the nature of the Godhead. A. There is one God, but three distinct personalities within the Godhead: Father, Son, Holy Spirit. B. As Jehovah, Jesus is not a God or any sort of created being, contrary to Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, etc. C. As the Son, who is distinct from the Father, the Son is not the same in personality as the Father, contrary to oneness Pentecostals. Though not a biblical term, the word Trinity does help convey the biblical evidence as to the nature of the Godhead. B. Jesus is the eternal Creator. 1. In the beginning it was he who created the earth and the heavens, Hebrews 1:10. A. As the author has already stated in Hebrews 1:2c. B. As both John and Paul professed in John 1:3 and Colossians 1:16 and 17. 2. He is also eternal, therefore unchangeable, Hebrews 1:11 and 12. A. The heavens and the earth will perish, grow old, and be changed, 2 Peter 3:10-12. B. But Jesus will remain, be the same, and not fail, Hebrews 13:8. 5. Jesus is sovereign. A. No angel has been invited to sit at God's right hand. 1. The psalm quoted now is Psalms 110:1. A. This psalm is quoted and alluded to more than any other psalm in the New Testament. B. It refers to the messianic reign of Christ that began when Jesus sat down at the right hand of God, Hebrews 1:3, Acts 2:34-36, and 1 Peter 3:22. 2. That no angel has been asked to sit at God's right hand. A. Once again proves that Jesus was not an angel, contrary to Jehovah's Witnesses. B. Only Jesus, as the Son of God, has been so invited, and is truly the sovereign. B. Angels are but ministering spirits. 1. While Jesus sits enthroned in heaven, angels are sent forth to minister or serve. 2. They minister for those who will inherit salvation. A. They have certainly ministered in the past, Luke 1:11-38. B. They will certainly minister at the time of Christ's return, Matthew 13:36-43. C. But to what extent they minister in the present, the Scriptures reveal little, Matthew 18:10, and we should be careful to refrain from vain speculation. Conclusion. 1. In a very forceful manner, the writer to the Hebrews has shown Jesus' superiority to angels. A. Jesus is the Son, not angels. B. Jesus is the firstborn who receives worship, not angels. C. Jesus is God enthroned and anointed, not angels. D. Jesus is the Lord, Yahweh, who is eternal, creator, not angels who are only created beings. E. Jesus is sovereign, reigning at God's right hand. Angels are but ministering spirits. 2. While angels certainly have a special place in God's plan for redeeming man, A. They are not to become the object of worship or adoration. Colossians 2:18 and 19. B. Only Jesus is worthy of such worship and adoration. As innumerable angels proclaimed with a loud voice, Revelations 5:11 and 12, Worthy is the Lamb who was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing. Let Jesus and not angels be the focus of your interest and adoration. Here ends the Epistle to the Hebrews, Part 8, Jesus' Superiority to Angels.